Hello everyone, welcome back to Pixie with Madness. So I've just done Alex's makeup and we're going to talk to you a little bit about her cancer and, you know, it's hard to word, isn't it? And, you know, wigs and things, just so we can inform people a little bit more. Okay, so you have had cancer for 4.5 years?
4.5, nearly 5 years, yeah.
Nearly 5 years.
Yep.
And you've had different types of chemo?
Yes, yeah, I'm on my third type of chemo. No, fourth now, yeah, fourth type of chemo, yeah. Because various ones haven't worked and various ones did work, and then we tried that one again a few years later and then it didn't work the second time round. So yeah, third time lucky on this one, I'm hoping, and it seems
well, you got good news this morning, didn't you?
Yeah, seems like the second I've had on the cycle, I've had 2 different doses of it and it looks like it's starting to work. Things are shrinking. So
fantastic. Now we wanted to talk about wigs. You got an NHS wig first.
Yes, I did. Yeah, 4.5 years ago, 5 years ago. Yeah.
And how did you find that?
Well, I didn't find it too bad. What I actually did is I went to the wig place myself rather than when they actually come to you, and I chose one from their collection there rather than at the clinic they do at the hospitals. Which I'd advise anyone to do, because you can do that and you actually get a far better range of wigs.
Fantastic.
If you do that. So my first one was okay, but it wasn't real hair, so you couldn't do anything with it. So you had to watch when you opened the oven that it didn't singe the fringe, which has happened to a lot of my friends, and things like that. So you have to be more aware of it, I guess. You can't put any heat on it. And
then you researched into getting a real hair one made.
Yes, I did, yeah. Because second time round when I lost my hair and I realised I was perhaps in for the long haul, I decided that maybe I'm going to invest in getting a proper real hair one, because, you know, you save on haircuts and things. So I thought, yeah, I'm going to put the money into it.
And it was 500, 600?
Yeah, about £500–600, real hair, long, blonde. I used to be long and blonde hair, down to about just below shoulder length. And it was beautiful. It was European hair. And it was, yeah, it was lovely. It was really nice.
So you were blonde. Did you dye it before, or you were just naturally blonde and it's growing back down?
I was dark blonde. Yeah, and I had highlights. But it's just come back really both times really dark. But the previous
last time it was curly.
Yep, last time I had absolute tight ringlet curls and dark, and this time it's straight.
Wow. So you got this. You had a wig designed for you and made for you, which you liked.
I loved, absolutely loved, but it was blonde, and I realised obviously I was coming back brown, darker.
Well, I'll put a link in when I can find out who the wigs were by. My friend Danielle actually had the same wig, didn't she?
Chapman.
By the same person. So I will put a link in, and hopefully there'll be loads of people that do it, but this is just one that was in Norfolk, isn't it, area?
Yeah.
But then, for this time, you've gone and got a different wig,
I have, yes. I was told by a friend in our group that I co-run that there was a place locally in Norwich, a place called Magdalen Street, and it was an Afro-Caribbean type hair. They did hair extensions, haircuts, but that's the thing. But they also had a small range of real hair wigs, which I have here. Should I put it on?
Pop it on. We'd like to see it.
Yeah. So this was the one I then bought, which is real hair. It had quite a block fringe, so I did have that cut into and softened by my hairdresser. But yeah, it's so comfy to wear. It's one size fits all, so it's a little bit big for my head, but it's never thought about falling off or anything. I've done a catwalk in London with it.
You were saying.
Yeah, which is
who was it? The hairstylist didn't even realise you had a wig on.
I can't remember his name. He's quite famous, but I can't remember his name. But he didn't actually realise it was a wig at first. None of the Hilary Alexander was the stylist there and stuff, and none of them realised it was really
brilliant.
Funny.
And that was £70, £69.
£69 for real hair. I can blow dry it, I can straighten it, I could curl it. They had all different lengths, colours. I tried one with some purple streaks in it, which I was really tempted, but then I thought, no, I'm buying it for kind of potentially work purposes at that time. Yeah. But I've absolutely lived in it. I've loved it.
That's fantastic.
Brilliant. So.
Now, what else? You know, can we? Yeah, of course, you probably get hot in that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the only problem with wigs.
What else can we inform people of? You know, how did you find out? What was?
I found a really small pea-sized lump in the top area of my breast, which actually at the time several people said to me, oh, it's most likely to be a cyst, and actually there was a thing going around at the time that actually if they were on the top, then it was probably nothing cancer.
It's exactly the same as Danielle.
Yeah, was it? Yeah, hers was on the top. Yeah, and it was tiny. And I only laid on. It was on my. I remember my best friend's birthday, and I happened to be lying on my front in bed, and I never normally lie on front. And I just felt something, and I went straight to my GP. Thankfully, I wasn't someone that was scared of going to the doctors or anything. I know some women are, and I went straight to the GP, and he thought it was absolutely nothing, but on the safe side, thankfully, and I wrote to thank him afterwards, referred me to the breast clinic at the hospital, who didn't see me very quickly because the GP had thought it wasn't anything, and about 6-8 weeks later they saw me. They did a biopsy and ultrasound. I went back to see a consultant the same day, and they said they hadn't got the results, but they thought it was absolutely fine. And then a week later they phoned me and told me that it wasn't.
And what was the procedure? You know, what?
A whirlwind of what would seem like absolutely forever. I always say to people that's the longest period of your life is waiting to have this horrible piece of lump taken out of you.
Foreign body.
And you want it out that day, but actually you have to wait through more scans and more procedure and.
And the worst thing is you probably feel normal.
Yeah,
you feel like anything has happened.
That's the weirdest thing about cancer is actually you feel 100% well, and then the treatment makes you ill.
Yeah.
And that's the strangest thing with chemo. And you're absolutely right as rain one day, and bam, you get the chemo, and then you have the operations and the ongoing. But it works, and and not so many. The high percentage is that most women it's absolutely fine. Mine was unfortunately then later found out genetic, so it tends to be more aggressive. But majority of people have hormonal, and there's so many different drugs out there now. They can keep you on for sort of 5 years or 3 years, and this suppresses your hormones in order to allow the cancer. And then it's fantastic.
It's amazing. I find it amazing that you're so strong. Well, what else can you do?
People say they don't think they could be, and people say, oh, I don't think I could be as strong as you in this situation. But every woman I've met who's gone through this has been.
Well,
incredibly
it's
strong.
not going to beat you.
No, exactly.
That's the thing. It's a case
challenge.
of I will not be beaten by this thing. I don't know. But So, is there anything that you would like to say to people, or any websites or anything you found extremely helpful that you can speak to?
I think be very breast aware. Check yourself. Even I was small and bigger now because I had reconstruction, and I thought I'd have a perk of boob job.
Why not?
Yep. But I was very small chested, and I was 24. And the last thing on my mind was to be checking, even though I'd heard it all and everyone told me to. I knew no one had breast cancer. I just thought. But it's so much more common in younger women now, and just really check. And you're not silly to check. Just check. And if you do have any worries, go to the doctor and ask. You've got no harm. It's not gonna, what the harm's gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly. So, ladies, let's all be checking our boobs tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
And under the arms as well.
Yeah.
The lymph.
Yeah, under your lymph nodes. If you go onto Breast Cancer Care, it's a fantastic website, and that helped me so much through everything, the whole step of the way. And that's I think on there they've got a link about how to check yourselves. But just basically going across, around, underneath your arms, because people have found lumps underneath their arms, and just all around, underneath, everywhere.
So let's all be doing that tonight. And if you want to have some fun with it, get your partner to do it.
Yeah, well, exactly.
He might know them better than you do.
Yeah, probably.
So, I know this can be quite a sensitive subject to a lot of people, but I really felt that Sam and I had to do a video on it, and a series of videos, hopefully, to help women that are really going through tough times. People want to wear makeup, they want to know what can enhance their beauty, but when you lose your hair, your brows, your lashes, it's a completely different. I've never had it happen to me, but it breaks my heart to even think about it happening to someone. So if you know anyone that may be going through this and they don't want to talk about it, then put them onto the videos or give them some websites, and hopefully this will help you, and hopefully we can help to try and cope with this awful illness and stop so many women getting it. Obviously a video isn't going to do that, but maybe it will make people more aware.
Definitely. Yeah.
And we can all go and get checked up. So that's it really, and thank you so much to Alex for being so honest with us, and letting us into her life a little bit, and hopefully it's helped you all. So
Thank you. Thanks, bye.
Bye bye. Brilliant. Well done. I know that's horrible, but